Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the We're Not Stumped podcast. I'm your host, Mike Bolland, and today is Thursday. That means I bring you some great stories from around the world, around the country, around maybe your hometown that has to do with the disability community and certainly with the slant today, definitely 100% on the limb loss community. Here's a couple stories I found that I think you'll find interesting. And do me a favor. While you're here, while you're listening, while you got your opposable thumbs as opposed to me, I don't have two thumbs. But while you have your thumbs available, hit a like, hit a subscribe. Do me a favor. Let's get these stories out there because it's very important that these get shared and people know the great things that can happen in the limb loss community. Because one of the things that's very difficult at times is the mental health. But when you develop these stories and share these stories, a lot of people understand there's another side to have limb loss. So very important that we share these stories. So let's get to number one. And this is for January 27th. Today is the week of January 27th. Today is January 30th. So story number one, 6-year-old amputee becomes state wrestling champion in Oklahoma. And this comes courtesy of News on 6, newson6.com. There is no byline. It says it's a staff writer is all it said. So I can't give the writer of this story a courtesy, but let me read it to you anyway. 6-year-old Mackenzie Woods, a survivor of a 2020 lawnmower accident, showcased resilience and determination by winning a state wrestling champion with an undefeated record. How cool is this? And the story goes, a 6-year-old from Green Country is proving that nothing can stand in the way of her determination and success as she recently claimed a state wrestling championship. Mackenzie Woods, who survived a lawnmower accident in 2020, thanks to the efforts of first responders, has shown remarkable resilience and strength in the years since. Over just this last weekend, Mackenzie dominated her matches, with her family proudly sharing that all of her victories were achieved in under a minute. Her undefeated performance secured her a championship title, inspiring her community and showcasing her unwavering determination. Mackenzie, congratulations. Keep it up. There's nothing that's going to stop you. This story, as I read it to you, didn't showcase what limb she lost through that accident. There is a video that accompanies the story. I'll share the link so you can watch it. I watched it myself, and as it turns out, she is an upper limb amputee very much like me. Missing, it's almost like, for the people that are watching, it looks very much like I'm an upper limb amputee. If you're listening, missing my right hand, it looks very much like that. Congratulations, Mackenzie. I can't wait to hear more of the great things you're going to continue to do in your life. There's nothing that's going to stop you. And thank you to the first responders that went out and saved her. And speaking of first responders, this comes courtesy of 6 News WBRC. That's why I almost said it in the first story. WBRC. They are WBRC.com. And the person that was so kind enough to share this story, her name is Bria Chapman. And here's the headline. Again, speaking of first responders, Birmingham Fire Rescue's first and only amputee shares story of determination. And here's how the story goes. Lieutenant Gerald Allman, a Birmingham first responder, knows firsthand just how dangerous the job can be. Allman has served with the Birmingham Fire Rescue for over 20 years, and for the last year, he continued to serve his community as an amputee after being injured on the job. In 2011, he responded to a call where a nail hit his foot, and as a diabetic, this incident became quite severe, resulting in the loss of 2 toes and eventually most of his left leg. He began wearing a prosthetic last year and returned to firefighting and keeping the community safe. And here's a quote from him. I didn't secure it all the way, but when I first tried to pull it up, it kind of rocked me and I fell back and I hit the ground. Right then I said to myself, let me put this prosthetic on, and I haven't taken it off since. Awesome, Lieutenant Gerald Altman. Awesome. Great to hear those prosthetics are helping you. Despite everything, he has not lost his sense of humor. Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Standing about 6'8", he joined the Birmingham Fire Department in 2001. A decade later, a house fire call would change his life, but not his career. And another quote from the lieutenant. Over the years, I just had a problem with it. The first time I had to get a toe amputated because it got infected, Allman explained. The infection persisted and caused more issues over the years. 5 years later, I had to get another toe amputated, and 5 years after that, it continued to cause problems and the infection spread throughout my foot and ankle. Allman had surgery on his leg almost a year ago, and he was determined to return to work. With the support of his doctors and the Birmingham Fire and Rescue Service, he was ready to make a comeback. Awesome. I talked, and this is a quote from him, I talked to the prosthetist and the surgeon, and they all said, I think you can do it. That is great. There's a little lesson right there, because a lot of times we hear that we can't do things. It's great that he had the support of others, and I think his determination would have probably won out regardless. And back to his quote, I think you can do it, Allman recalls. I spoke with Chief Moon, and he said, if the doctors say you can do it, then you can do it. Well, it's great to have the support from Chief Moon as well. It's great to have the support from everyone. Last October, to get back to the story, he returned to the station fighting fires and responding to emergency calls. This is something I love to do, Allman expresses. I became a firefighter because of that passion. I like the action, the suspense, everything that comes with it. I enjoy it so much that I wasn't going to let an amputation stop me from moving forward. So congratulations, Lieutenant Gerald Allman. You're doing great things. Continue to do those great things. And I bet you there's more to come in this story too. Keep moving forward. If you're an amputee, if you're in the disabled community, just keep moving forward. You can get down. We all get down. We're all human. But keep moving forward. Those first two stories are testament to keep moving forward. And speaking of keep moving forward, here's an organization that I want to share with you. This one's called Ignite Adaptive Sports. Ignite Adaptive Sports, and they can be found at igniteadaptivesports.org. So what they do is they take different ability people and take them to the slopes and go skiing and go snowboarding and do what they can to do. This is fantastic. Let me tell you a little bit about them from their About Us page. This is their mission. Ignite's mission is to provide snow sport opportunities to people with disabilities. We believe that everyone should be able to enjoy winter sports regardless of skill or ability level. Fantastic. And here is the history that they have on their About Us page. The history of Ignite. In the 1970s, 10 passionate University of Colorado students saw an opportunity to enhance the lives of other CU students living with disabilities by providing them with access to Colorado's great winter sport of skiing. In 1975, this dedicated group gained permission from Eldora Mountain Resort to create an alpine adaptive skiing program for the athletes with disabilities. And here's some stats, and congratulations to everyone who's one of the founders of that and the people that are still associated with it. Here's some stats that they have on their About Us page. And again, they can be found at igniteadaptivesports.org. That's where you can find them. So 300 plus athletes each year. Outdoor sports enthusiasts of all ages and abilities are welcome to take part in our nationally recognized program at Eldora Mountain Ski Resort. So it's still going on at Eldora. Congratulations. Thank you, Eldora, for being so open to this concept. 15,000 plus. And what does that mean? That's the volunteer hours. Our team of over 250 volunteers donate their time and energy each year to provide private snowboard lessons to the people living with disabilities. And lastly, 15 plus years serving veterans. 15 plus years. In 2009, we expanded to serve the wounded and active duty military veterans through the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee. Fantastic. And here's another thing that I want to share. Apparently, they've got a new world headquarters. Wow. And here's their little headline here. In just 18 months, we went from breaking ground to completing construction on our new world headquarters. So they've got a world headquarters. These people don't mess around here. Again, go support this organization. The dream of having this fully accessible building has been a long time coming. In addition to top-notch accessibility features, the building will allow Ignite to get even more athletes out on the slopes. Fantastic. And here's a couple links that are on their About Us page. Hit the slopes. How do you become an athlete? It says it right there, and it's under the Hit the Slopes area. And what it says is outdoor enthusiasts of all ages and abilities and levels are welcome to take part in Ignite's nationally recognized program. All you have to do is become an athlete, and you are on your way. So if you're sitting around thinking, I've always wanted to try that, but I'm not sure with one hand in my case or something else, I'm not sure if I can do it. Ignite Sports, they're going to show you the way. Go to ignitesports.org. Now, if you want to become a volunteer, it's so easy to do it there too. Become a volunteer. There's a green button. Become a volunteer. And here's what it says. Our work at Ignite Adaptive Sports is powered by volunteers. The dedicated group of individuals provide 100% of our athletes' lessons and support in every aspect of the organization. Wow, fantastic. Again, you can donate. They have a donate section. They have a contact us. You can become a volunteer. They have an FAQ section. They have a lot of information on igniteadaptivesports.org. Go check them out. Go support this organization. And if you're unable to if you live too far away, and I don't know what, they may be able to fly people in. I don't know that. Go check them out. Contact them as you can. But if you live too far away, you don't want to go to Colorado, maybe you're not in a place where you can do any donation. I'll tell you what you can do. You can share this. You can share this igniteadaptivesports.org, whether you're word of mouth, through your friends, your networking group, or on social media. Just do it. Support these kind of organizations that help the disabled community. That's what I'm trying to do. But I also ask, if you don't mind, hey, you could always sign up for my newsletter and support what I'm doing too, because this is a lot of fun. I love getting to meet everyone within the disabled community, support all the different organizations, and it's just been a thrill. So I will continue to do that. And if you can support me, I'd certainly appreciate it. And if you want to come, and I've said this before, if you want to come on this podcast, I'd love to have you. Come on. I know it's not easy. Hey, listen, telling the story of you, regardless of whether you're disabled or not, it's not always an easy thing to do, but I'm sure your story can inspire and help others. So that's it for the week of January 27th. Again, today is January 30th, 2025. It's going quick. I'm your host, Mike Bolland. As I say every week, everybody out there in podcast land, do me a favor and have a great week.